this is Rafael here from Rafael Productions, and I'm going to be showing you how to add advertisements onto your WordPress website. So first things first, going to go ahead and go to Google AdSense. Assuming you already have an account set up, we don't have to jump through all that, so let's go ahead and sign in. Okay, so make sure you are signed in already if you are not, and we're going to go ahead and go to Sites over here. Now, make sure, if you're going to add your site first, make sure that you click on this, and then if you already set this up, then there's no need to worry about it, but just making sure if you haven't. But if you have and it's working, this should already say ready. So if you don't see this yet, then simply have to wait a few days before you continue. But once it says ready, then you can continue on to ads, which is on this left tab right here, this little button. Now we can go ahead and either choose, so we can either do ad unit or do auto ads. So in my case, I actually prefer doing ad units because I can have more control over which ads I want to show or where I want to locate them. So let's go ahead and click add unit for now. Now, as you can see here, I have already created my own ad unit, so I don't have to. I will create another one, but by clicking on display ads, and it will show you some previews as well of how it will look like. So these are some ads that you commonly see on other sites. You can also do horizontal. It will look like this, or perhaps even vertical, which are longer like this, like that, taller. So we can go ahead and, okay, I'm gonna go cancel for now, and let's look at the other advertisements. There's in-feed ad, but I mean that's way too much information. So, and what we want is simply the ad that shows up when people want to load the pages. So that's display ad will be the best one. And ad size you can choose to be responsive or fixed. If you choose fixed, you can also pick a size, but I'm just gonna do responsive. Again, depending on your website, it depends which one works the best for you. So simply take some time to think about it before choosing, but I'm going to choose responsive, okay? So I will also, before we click create, we're going to name our ad unit. So let's create it, let's do ad unit test, for example. But like I said before, I have my own ad unit already, so simply click create, and that should be, it should generate it automatically, and you will see it down below. Right, so obviously my ad unit name is different because I made my own ad units, but if you want to get the code to copy and paste it onto your WordPress site, we're going to go ahead and click this over here, these two arrows. We'll say get code, so click on that. And here the code should pop up in the middle. Now obviously I'm covering it so that people can steal my important information, but you can go ahead and click on copy code snippet, so click this right here. And it should say code snippet copied to clipboard, and we can dismiss that and click done. Okay, so once you've copied and pasted that code, let's go ahead and load up our website. So, right, so here we are. I am logged in my WordPress, and we're going to go ahead and go to the appearance, and we are going to go click on widgets. So go to appearance and widgets right now, and wait for it to load up. So once you go down here, let's have a look. So I already have my newspaper theme, but if you want to go ahead and go add in custom HTML, so click add. And this is where we are going to copy and paste the code that we had earlier. So I'm going to copy mine right now. There we go. So there we go, it's been copied. Now give it a title if you want to. I personally don't want to give it a title because if you want it to blend in, it's much better. It's much better without it also. And let's go ahead and make sure that. Okay, so now if I go ahead and go to my website where I see the front page. Now, as I said before, I've added it into my sidebar, and here is an example of an AdSense advertisement. I can obviously click X and I can remove the ad if I want to, but that is it. So you can clearly see now it's working. It's not really much to do after this. I'll just show an extra when it comes to the ads.txt file, but before we do that, let's show an example. I will go ahead and click my first article here, which is quick tips for more muscle mass. I wrote this around May 4, and it's May 9 now, so just click on it and I will show you what it looks like. So now if I go ahead and check my ads again, let me remove that, it still is there. So it's universal, it shows throughout the site except for the forums page, as I said earlier. That's why I said the BB Press on the sidebar doesn't really match its name, but let's go ahead and show you what else to do left. There's not much to do now, it's just simply some precautions. Occasionally, people run into this error when it comes to AdSense. Now, this, even though your ads are working perfectly fine, as I demonstrated earlier, you might run into this this particular notice here that will say earnings at risk. One or more of your sites does not have an ads.txt file. Fix this now to avoid severe impact to your revenue. The good thing about this is that we don't have to work too hard to fix this problem. The only thing is it will take a few days to update, but the actual process of doing it is very easy. Doesn't take too long, and let's get to work. So these are simply the steps on how to do it. Now, because I've already fixed this issue long ago, I don't have the option to anymore make a new ads.txt file, but if you still have that option, you simply click Fix Now, or you click Sites, which is on the left of AdSense. Then it will say you'll have an option there to generate your txt file, and it should give you something like this. Now, obviously the publisher ID, which is this I'm highlighting here, this publisher ID will be much different than this. This is simply an example, that's why it's all zeros. But whatever your publisher ID is, do not change it because that is important. So leave it exactly as it is if you get a different number. So once you've done that, we are gonna head over back to our WordPress, and we're gonna add in a plugin. We've generated that file. Let's go ahead and go to not settings. Go ahead to plugins. We're gonna go to install the plugin. So before I go to add new, let me show you the plugin that we need. So wait for it to load up. Okay, here we go. So ads.txt manager, that is what we need to install if you do not have it already. So before we do that, let me go ahead and go ahead and go to add new, which is over here. So add new, and we're gonna download that plugin. So go ahead and search a plugin. In search plugins, do ads.txt. Which is this one over here. So look for ads.txt manager. Mine is already active as I already have it installed, so obviously it's active. But if you haven't have it installed yet, you should have a button like that says install now. Should be, instead of saying active, it should say install now. So once you click install now, you then click activate, and that will make it active as well. And the last thing we need to do is to go ahead and go to settings and go to ads.txt. So go to settings, yeah, and wait for it to load up. It can take a bit sometimes. Okay, here we are. As you can see over here, this is my ads.txt file that I had generated. I simply copied and pasted it here. So, like I said earlier, the format is 4 lines separated by each comma. So that's all you gotta put in. Like, that's all you gotta do now. The only way you can confirm this now, whatever your domain name is /ads.txt. Do not copy what is on screen here. You have your own domain name, and you should get something similar to this if it's all been added successfully. That's all you have to do. So you've successfully added advertisements to your site. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.